Didn't work out, but still, they're willing to experiment.
It was against an Abathur. That was
Abathur, that's what it was.
Exactly. But I actually like this. This is one of the things that, for me personally, the way that I at least perceive Leftovers to approach this, that I have a lot of fun watching. Because oftentimes when we came into, let's say, the beginning of a phase, and at the first time, you know, you see a team that is the favorite, and they're going up against an opponent, and they all of a sudden drop a map. Happened to Fnatic, happened to the best. But then you talk to them, it's like, yeah, we dropped the map, and it doesn't really matter too much. And I'm always sitting there, I'm just like, what the hell are you talking about? We only have 7 games that everyone plays. Every single map matters. And that's exactly...
Preach it, Caldor.
Dude, that's exactly what Leftovers are doing right now. They're saying, we are winning everything. We're not going to give you a chance. So, Monkeys still can turn this around. Yes, of course. But it's not going to be because the Leftovers don't take it serious. It's not going to be because Leftovers sits there and say like, we've got this in the bag already. They're going to focus on this map like it was the first one. And they're going to make damn sure that Monkeys are going to lose this without even winning a single map unless they really, really step it up. And I love that attitude. I like it and I love it. And I hope that we're going to see way more from that from Leftovers. That's going to make Europe even more competitive than it already is.
Leftovers force you to pull out your A+ game because they're not going to relax on you. Drafts have been changed up here, though. Diablo, Tracer, banned out for the Monkeys. Leftovers answer back with a Genji and a Maev. The Abathur is left open, and after showing what they're willing to play on Friday, I like to see that from Leftovers switching up their drafting here. Decker Kane comes out from the Monkeys, taking away Kane from the Leftovers.
Thank God for that. Diablo banned out, Deckard Kane taken away. Now, of course, that exposes again a potential... actually, not quite. Like, I mean, even if Murder is not taken away, there's still a Nupurak around. I would assume that Monkeys are going to take that tank in the next rotation, but we don't even have any focus from Leftovers onto the front line. Instead, they go again for that auto-attack duo that they now showed already in previous games.
Phoenix and Hammer. A combination Leftovers have shown a few times now. But Kidney has moved over to that Phoenix. DAB has been the Sergeant Hammer main for the team. And they control space.
I mean, every game.
Yeah.
That combo has been played in Korea at the Eastern Clash quite a bit.
Greymane with a Murden coming out. The high priority on Greymane is an odd one.
Our chat prediction just went from 100% to 0 to 50-50, so it's literally 2 people that voted.
Thank you, 2 people.
I guess that just got opened up, so now we're going to see those votes tickle in. But yeah, that was great timing there.
Here's how we get more votes.
I enjoyed that.
If you vote, Caldor's going to come hang out with you and give you a ride on his bike. He'll bike you around. It's going to happen. Guaranteed. If you vote right now.
Where the hell do you pull those thoughts from sometimes?
It's going to...
It's like, what? When you vote?
All we know is people are going to vote. You have to give them incentive, you know?
Yes, of course, sure. I'm going to travel around the world and we're going to set up a bit of a ride there. No
Clip
problem.
it. He said it.
Yeah, exactly. I hope they do that.
Whitemane and Garrosh come out. Jinx, you owe me a Dr. Pepper.
Fair enough.
There's a Nazebo.
So, I'm not sure what I think about that Greymane pick, but Nazebo at least I like for the counter against Sergeant Hammer. At least that is something I can get behind. They still need their offlaner here. Urel is up. So's Blaze.
They're waiting for the last second. Is this going to be a Zeratul randomly?
Oh god, please no.
Blaze, okay.
Yeah, Blaze over Urel. Okay. Fair enough, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm absolutely okay with this. So, I'm still a little bit torn on the Greymane choice. Nazebo, I get why. Greymane has still the auto attacks. He can finish off when Nazebo gets those chunks in. You can try and delay the game a bit. So, I like this draft a lot more than I like the draft on map number 2. It's maybe not the best draft in the world, but it's definitely showing synergy. It's showing a bit of a game plan. You take some of the power picks of the opponent away from you. And we have a random Raxa coming in towards the end. All right, I am ready. Let's go, boys.
After this whole spiel, Leftovers are coming in with their A+ game. They're trying to shut you down. They're going for every single victory. And here's a Rexxar. Rexxar looking to control the point. Now, Rexxar, to be honest, when he's able to sit around a point, Misha is a powerful pick.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still holding true to that. Again, keep in mind, Leftovers also picked the Cho'Gall at the Western Clash that they were successful with. They had that Gazlo pick that we don't talk about. That was against an opponent, though, that very much dominated them from the get-go. And that was also them going in. Again, Western Clyde, it's like a little bit of an isolated thing for itself, right? It doesn't really matter in terms of the standings for BlizzCon and for the league play. So that is a bit of an isolated case here. But Rexa, I mean, they have quite a lot of sustain at their front line, though, that your opponent has to break through. I don't hate Rexa. It's just, it's normally other picks are better. But on this map, it's a nice thought to try that out.
We'll see if it'll work out there. Typically, I like Rexar on maps where he can just kind of do his own thing in a lane. Dragonshire.
I mean, who gets on him?
What's that?
Who's jumping on him? Normally, against Rexar, the best tool is jived in deep, and they don't have anything.
All right, well, let's see if it's going to pay off here. Rexar coming out. Monkey's in the left, though, playing a Greymane. And that Greymane will be played by Make. Crosby on Nazebo, Splendor on Decker Kane, Alex Progy on Blaze, Rimmer on Muradin.
Report for FK. To the right side of the map, you have the Leftovers with Linked on Whitemane. We're seeing Blickitney on Phoenix. We have, at the same time now, Mopsio on Gyaro, Sergeant Hammer played by DAB, and Portibos playing Misha, who controls Rexar.
If Rexar wasn't part of the equation, would Misha be a tier 1 pick all day, every day?
S tier.
S tier. Unstoppable. Now Misha brings in a big hitbox. And of course, the massive stun with her Misha charge being available. And she also is very good at defending. We know that she defends Rexar, but here, she'll be helpful in defending Sergeant Hammer.
Exactly. It's about having the additional core control available. You have more of a presence on the objective, which is important for you. At the same time, your opponent lacks dive into the backline. What do we have in terms of dive? We have Muradin that can jump in with a Stormbolt, and we have Greymane who can try and make that engage. For both of these things, they have to get close to Rexar and either flank, and I don't really see it happening. But even if it does, you have Garrosh that can really help you out. You have some stuns available, and you also have Sergeant Hammer with his own pushback here. So in this particular setup, I really think there are a lot of arguments to be made while with control in this draft. This can actually very well work out. It's also another hero that can control the solo lane quite easily. So yeah.
Mopsio just used a Nazebo wall of his opponent as a death trap for Make, tossing Greymane straight into that Nazebo wall. Got him down to half health. You gotta be careful of there. Now, it's another thing to talk about when it comes to Misha is she's one of these heroes that kind of helps out with stacks. Other heroes that do that as well as Samuro. Muradin will be looking to stack on top of that bear. You know, the Spider Quest trying to finish up on Nazebo as well, so something you do have to be worrisome about, trying to make sure that you keep microing her up. But Monkeys will be looking to use that as much as they can. Support camp is going to be the next focus for both of our teams. Leftovers step up. Portibos is not here on Rexar while Monkeys have 5.
Yeah, Rexar is now starting to make the rotation towards the top. And already, we're seeing the nice seal from Deckard Kane. Good start there for the Monkeys. The follow-up with the immediate zombie wall. Mopsio is low, but they're still trying to go for the fight here as now Misha comes in. Misha too strong. And down goes Blaze. He's down, and also the biotic emitter has been used by the Monkeys.
That is one thing to point out, is that Misha has a big hitbox. She was able to Misha charge straight through, get behind Blaze, and Blaze has a massive hitbox too, which meant he got locked into that area and he could not walk out.
I mean, I feel I have to justify that I'm actually saying that Misha is no Rexar, that I don't hate the hero. I mean, normally I'm very much so in my meta pocket, and I really advocate very heavily for heroes like this. But depending on the draft, we talked about this when Asmodan was picked by them or when Nazebo came in. If you have certain drafts and a hero that is not really in the meta or is not a regular pick fits, then I don't really see a big problem with that. It's always a question on when do you pick that hero in draft. Don't first pick that stuff. Make it a reactionary pick and make it towards the later stage of the draft so that your opponent cannot counter it directly.
Find that niche moment.
Exactly. I mean, when was Asmodan picked? When was Nazebo picked in a lot of these cases? Usually towards the end of the draft. When is Rexar picked here? It's on the last spot when you still need a solo laner. You can make that case for Urel. I think she would have fit into the draft quite well too. But again, if you want to establish that control and you want to have someone outside of Garrosh for that, why not go for Rexar? Mix it up a little bit in a situation where you're 2 overhead and you already have a strong draft to call you on.
Animal Husbandry has been picked up on the level 4 talent. If you think that you can protect Misha and make sure, or Rexar, make sure he doesn't get picked up for the entire duration of the game, you can build upon it with the health pool. Every second you get 2 maximum health as it continues to pop in. We see that in the bottom lane as Rexar is being picked up by Sergeant Hammer, but Mopsio not being able to survive in the top lane as Monkeys find him.
Good move and a nice kill there. I want to point something out, by the way, with the interaction that we have with Nazeebo and Rexa. If you have a Urel, it's much easier for Nazeebo to get those spiders actually hitting something that he wants to take down. If you have to use the spiders to go for Misha, that is going to be a bit tricky. Saving her and healing her up is usually quite easy, and it's much harder for you to make it into the backline and attack, let's say, Rexa himself or anyone else like Sergeant Hammer if you have Misha and Rexa around, to either eat some of those spiders or just zone Nazeebo out. So that's definitely one advantage of having Rexa over Urel.
Thanks for really paying off so far for the Leftovers. The control point, they have 97% on. They grab the turret, and now they'll make the play to hold this area. Monkeys are trying to do the same while Rimmer holds that front line, but no opportunity really presenting itself.
Monkeys also with a full spider build on Nazeebo, and we have Crossfire taken for Blaze. That level 7 adjustment that came through at the Eastern Clash has been heavily prioritized by the Korean teams. First turret is down, second one eliminated. Nice warp away by Blikitny just as Rimmer Baller is making his move.
Combo comes up from Opsio, the turret comes in. Big jet propulsion does connect, but Kidney loses his shields, but still is nice and healthy. DAB gets locked down by a wall and gets taken out. Monkeys find a takedown.
Greymane down as we see the Hammer exploited, so a kill for a kill here. Mopsio is low, they drop that second turret. Blikitny still playing around the shields here. Overtime has been reached by the Monkeys, and it looks like they're gonna get the first protector here. Misha is holding the point. Maybe have to sacrifice herself. The rest is moving in too. Mopsio again taking the position, and Splendor starting to run out of mana.
Body Bus cares too much. He pulls back Misha. Misha's getting healed up and now can hold the point again. Mopsio, after tapping, is also holding this front line. Sergeant Hammer is on the way, and Leftovers are looking to make a stand.
Yeah, and here comes Misha, trying to move in again, interrupting it a little bit longer, but this is very much looking like it's going to be a protector for them. Nice stun against Blaze. Perfect here on the side lane. Alex with a great play, just delaying it long enough so that we can see that protector go over to the Monkey Menagerie and the immediately blow up Garrosh, who is now stuck completely at that front.
Bit of a weird miscommunication there. It looked like the Leftovers wanted to soak bottom, but Misha was in a position where she could have contested that spot if Mopsio wanted to move forward, but Mopsio being the only target to move in. Alex Abroji shut it down with Blaze, and now Monkeys make their own play as they push this top lane.
That is a very energetic robot, by the way. Didn't know that he could do this moves. A lot of a rhythm.
Is twerking appropriate? I'm gonna say no. Looked like he was twerking.
Maybe.
You know.
I mean, it's just a
Dance move, right?
Yeah, it's a very modern robot. I was going for something like rhythm in his blood or something. That's more like a German idiom, but maybe it works in English. But then again, he doesn't have blood. He has oil that made it unfunny, even more unfunny than I'm usually am.
I thought this way too much, man.
I know, but I mean, yeah.
We'll go with Shake It Off. He was doing the Taylor Swift Shake It Off dance.
All right, and they're shaking off Mopsio here, who tried to engage from the back.
Ravenous Spirit!
He's still surviving. The Ravenous comes in, and Crosby is getting mad value out of this.
Yeah, getting members low. Leftovers trying to escape. Alex Proji thinking about chasing them, but no jet propulsion, no follow-up, no point in doing so. But Monkeys actually take the first fort in the game.
And they have a level lead. Monkeys are showing up in game number 3. Leftovers are struggling with the draft that they provided here. Mopsio again with the usual aggression that we see from him, and it was actually really impressive to see how well he moved through this entire team at the top lane that was assembled there and did not fall. But this is definitely now a situation where the Monkeys have started to take a lead here. And of course, they're going to try and hold on to that.
Leftovers step up. DAB is trying to make some room in, but he has to be careful of Rimmer, who was showing himself on the left side. Alex the Proji be the one to try this from point. There is going to be Unleash the Hound available. Mopsio goes in for a combo. Massive salvo to connect. Same time though, Lord Nato pulling Mopsio in.
And that Lord Nato was just absolutely beautiful. The kill against Phoenix. Now Garrosh goes down. Rama once more, but does not connect with the Stormbolt here. But a 2-for-1 trade in favor of the Menagerie. Great job by them.
Monkeys making a case of staying in the game here. Building towards that level 10, and also, by the way, speaking of level 10...
Yeah, Scarlet Aegis was not used in that fight by Whitemane.
Link must have been stunned
at
time.
Must have been stunned out there when he wanted to use it. I actually did not pick up on that until now. So that seemed a little bit odd. Would have been a great talent for them to use here. And talking about using stuff, they're going in again and trying to use Misha to control that point as the Lornado comes through once more. And this time there's massive damage. Alex actually forced into the bunker as the turret is taken. Good job by Leftovers invading it, but
and
nearly
Misha
getting kills.
Just barely held onto that control point.
Just barely.
Jumping on it. finally able to grab it. Mafia sets up for that turret. Misha. And her weight in gold.
I mean, she barely got that kill. And for the opponents, it was unbearable to withstand this much prowess, so they had to move away. That's all I have. Those are the two bad ones that I could. Maybe a little bit of a pause joke. 3-2-3 moment.
Yeah. I got nothing. I'm trying to think. This is a hard one.
There's a big pause in the game right now as Misha is. I don't know. I'm reaching. Level 13 is ready for Monkeys. So guys, we're actually in a situation where the Monkeys are in a spot where they can still try and run that advantage. And they will have, through the level 13 talent, a big lead into the second objective. And also, of course, them taking down the fort at the top lane and dropping that fountain that was always a retreat opportunity for Leftovers during a fight. They have now a perfect position to secure a second protector. And this is all that it's really about. Try and get that momentum going for yourself, because Leftovers find themselves for the first time now in a spot where they are actually behind and will struggle a bit more. They are going to get level 13, and that's the moment when you have to try and make your move.
Yeah, the 13 is a bit of a nuisance, but Monkeys will be able to get a control point advantage because of it, but Leftovers, they bear with it. They immediately get level 13, and they rotate to the top.
Barely moving in right now. But at the same time, Remaballer is out there. Crosby getting in a position. They need to control Nazebo a bit. His Ravenous Spirit would do a lot of damage if he can get in a good spot. Mopsio low, and down he goes. The Ravenous Spirit is in again. And now it's time for the Leftovers to try and see if they can maybe salvage this. Here comes the Scarlet Aegis from Whitemane, trying to keep them alive here. Boss is low, they're on the run. And Alex, Remaballer, and Maka trying to secure a second kill. It's not working out for them as the Monkey Menagerie takes the level lead, takes the kill against Mopsio on his garage, and takes also the second protector of the game.
And they're building towards that level 22. It just gets better for the Monkeys if they're able to keep winning these control points. Immediately they run straight over to the fort, and that'll give them a nice hike in experience as they move towards that level 15. Rimmer starting to hold that front line too. Mopsio just having a very difficult time on that front line. I thought it would be a little bit better for him with the level 13 coming online, having the ability to get shields whenever you drop that Groundbreaker with the defensive measures. But still, the Cursed Bullet coming out, and Monkeys just focusing all their attention onto him was too much to handle.
They're doing a great job chunking him down, and I really like that. It's one of the disadvantages of not having Urel here, and instead having Rek'Sai in this game right now, and they are definitely paying a price for that at this point. The extra armor would be absolutely fantastic for Garrosh. I mean, he already has like a ton, but especially on full HP when the bullet comes through and he tries to sustain himself a little longer, and also that a knockback. Talking knockback, knocking a hammer into the ground. That's the first thing that we are seeing the Monkeys do here. Another kill for them, 7 kills against 3, and they're trying to now also drop Link on Whitemane. Phoenix is moving out, Remaballer jumping past, but he's all alone. He's not going to get a solo kill here against Phoenix, at least he shouldn't be able to.
Link did not expect Sergeant Hammer to be focused down so heavily there, unable to land the Aegis at the perfect time to keep him healed up. The fort gets taken out, so the first outer layer of defense has been destroyed here by the Monkeys, and they're going to look to play for a little bit more. They step up and work on grabbing this turret while Podibus attempts to disrupt.
They're actually moving really far out for this again. And Mopsio eats all that damage. BFG comes through. Mopsio trying to stay alive, and he just came back and is gone again. He's currently spending more time dead than in the game.
Misha, no! Rimmer comes in, gets Stormbolt, gets the auto attack, she gets picked off.
Paul
The Kidney is trying to step up. They will have an ult in 20 seconds, but it shouldn't be here in time. Oh my gosh, even warping in. You need to be careful there.
Yeah, that was optimistic.
Yeah. I got this. Oh, no, I don't got this. Backs up.
Monkeys are in such a dominated lead. I mean, is this manageable for Leftovers somehow to salvage this? You have Alpha Wolf now available for Greymane, and he already is putting a lot of pressure onto Garrosh through the Cursed Bullet and then the follow-up of Nazebo that we see. Now with Alpha Wolf in the mix as well, with more sustain for Murden, this is starting to look nearly impossible for Leftovers to pull off here. The next objective oftentimes ends this game. Third objective is very often the deciding factor, and right now Leftovers, they will get 16, yes, but they have no fallback option. There's no fort available for them anymore. They need kills like this. If they can somehow get onto Remaballer and take him down before that fight happens, then maybe they can start something here. But so far the fights have definitely not gone their way.
They still have the pseudo wombo combo potential, right? You have the attempt to move in for Garrosh, get an engage, hit a massive taunt, follow up with a salvo. You do have to be wary of the bunker being available, but if you can land that, like we saw earlier in the start of the game, and then you have a BFG follow-up for that kill, they can fight back. But yes, it is getting difficult for them.
I mean, to be honest, I think I already identified what the biggest problem on the side of Leftovers is, and I think it's pretty transparent. It's actually so obvious that I haven't really thought about it up to now, but if you are looking at the way that Rexa is being played here, going for Unleash the Boars and not trusting Misha to unleash the Bestial Wrath here is definitely, that's a trust issue.
That's a teamwork thing, though. Trying so hard to make sure that Salvo gets the extra value with the slows coming in.
Salvo is there, and that's the end of Bunker. He's down. Can they get more? Bunker's on the ground. Mopsio again low. And Ravenous Spirit comes in, but this time Mopsio is not falling. And they are looking for more here. That's a great kill. 40 seconds on Greymane. That's great time for them to see if they can drop some structures and maybe get even more experience. It also is going to establish their position on the control point.
They start to run down there. If they can set up, they have Sergeant Hammer there. They have the front line to hold. Boss looking for another gauge. Their bear gets thrown by the bare hands of Garrosh. They go in for a body block, and Crosby gets taken out.
And they barely take down his Zebo as all of that unbearable damage is just going down on the Witch Doctor. Second kill, a staggered one, 47 seconds. Just as we doubted them, the Leftovers are making something happen on the map here. They get 2 kills, 2 important ones, and find themselves in a decent spot here again. Especially Giant Killer, of course, on the side of Sergeant Hammer now, having a big impact against what we are seeing from Muradin and also Blaze.
A 16 that we always have to talk about. Between those 2 big health bars, Sergeant Hammer will be happy that she has that talent available. Boss starts to control the bottom point while the rest of the Leftovers working on trying to close this experience gap. They're only a level behind now. Alex Brogy might be himself, though.
Yeah, Taunt is still there. They still have Taunt.
But no one to kill, so Mopsio decides not to go for it.
I am actually surprised he didn't just simply, well, it's a 50-second cooldown. Bunker was only 60, so I think he didn't want to trade the cooldown here and just save it. But yeah, with only Phoenix around, didn't want to make the play there. But it's all about the bot lane fight. There's no 20 inside for the Monkeys. That's not an advantage that they can rely upon. So it's literally coming down to this one team fight to see whether Leftovers can make a huge dent into this game or if Monkey Menagerie has a chance of picking up a map.
All right, Alex on the conveyor belts. DAB does use his trait there, so don't stop full for some time here. Misha goes in with a charge in the bottom left. Mopsio eats a cursed bullet. Link keeps him healed up, though.
DAB is currently not part of this fight. Finally starting to get into the position where he can start to dish out some damage. On the conveyor belt. Here comes the salvo. Mopsio is low. And, well, just kidding. He's starting to take a huge part in this fight. Bunker is about to fall, and now they can try and get that damage in. Look at those stuns. Mark is low, and so is Crosby. Both of them are about to fall here, but Mopsio also really toying with fate.
Mopsio gets taken out by Make, but Blakini on the bottom left is looking to try and find a kill. Link also steps up as well. The Protector has been grabbed by Leftovers, and Link is providing the heals, but he gets taken out by a turret that finishes him off.
And that turret nearly dropped Phoenix as well. He barely escaped into the Protector as that happened. 19.5 versus level 18. The death of Whitemane definitely putting them into an awkward spot here. They should still get a few structures, and if they just rotate between forts, that should be, I mean, maybe not quite enough to get on the same experience level as the Monkeys, but it should get them close.
It buys them time to get a late game, at least. Get 20 for themselves.
They also have some time left. I mean, it's a minute on the Protector. Garrosh is back in 8 seconds, so you can try and make at least a few plays for the forts.
Issue is Monkeys are about to hit 20, though. That Vial Affection quest will be finishing up, as Crosby has a total of 181 stacks there.
Yeah. That's probably the biggest issue here at this point, that your level 20 on Zebo is just making this so much more difficult, and it's already tough for that front line.
Sergeant Hammer looking in the top lane. The Protector has been the main focus for the Monkeys as they try to slice it down. It
was really problematic that DAB was in such a bad spot as that fight started, because he needed to walk around this entire conveyor belt, and so that fight was already raging on for, I would say, 4 or 5 full seconds where he didn't land a single auto attack. And that was a massive issue. Once that he started participating in the fight, it quickly started to turn, but Monkeys only suffered a single... No, actually, they didn't even lose a single heal there. They looked for a few seconds as if they would lose several, and I think if Hammer has originally better position, DAB could have easily secured 2 kills.
I am nervous for the Leftovers here. DAB staying a little bit too long. They were trying to find a poking point against the Monkeys, but also watching out for Rimmer and his Stormboats, buying some time for these other side lanes to push out. Yeah. But they get up to 19.5 experience, and before they get to the next control point, they will hit 20. Just need to avoid any team fights.
Look how ridiculous that level 20 tier is for the Monkeys. I mean, we talk a lot about Violent Faction, right? But then you have the Bottomless Flask, perfect for this objective. I mean, it doesn't get better than this.
Yeah.
You have Fortified Bunker, which is pretty much down the same alley. The 20 talents here are absolutely out of this world for them. Fight is starting up. We're seeing them go for Misha. The taunt is in.
BFG.
The BFG. Remaballer in trouble, but the 20 is still not there for leftovers. They're still fighting, and Mopsio might actually fall to the Ravenous Spirit.
Ravenous Spirit is able to clear it up, and there's going to be the kill. Black Kidney will be the next target, trying to warp out. He's low on health. Here comes Will. He's burning, but Linked has him covered when it comes to heals.
2 go down. Misha eliminated, and also Garrosh. Taking the fight before 20.
Yeah, I'm torn on it because I could see what they were doing. They had a full choke where everyone was funneling into. If they did try to push forward into the leftovers, they had a salvo set up. But any room for error and you lose somebody, and Mopsio gets picked off, and now the Monkeys are stepping up and taking out a keep, and with a full health Nazebo, anyone that gets hit by spiders are going to fall dramatically in health.
Yeah, might go and try and go core from core here. With Nazebo, they're trying to chunk down the core. That engage post 20. Pre-20 might actually have lost in the game if that works out. And there is the stagger death against Misha. That's already an important one. Not quite as much as a hero kill though. Marker is low, and so is Remaballer. With Sergeant Hammer, leftovers should still be able to hold on to the core, and they have their own level 20 now. So now at least we're having Phoenix a bit safer. We're having also Purge the Wicked again on Linked's white main, so trying to get that extra burst against the hero.
Could be good against Murden, reducing the armor down if possible. So now we're going to wait for Mopsio to spawn. Mopsio's actually back. The next control point will be here in the middle.
We have a massive route, by the way, with a kill command on Misha.
Yes. Gosh, that's one of my favorite level 20s. Whenever I used to play Rexar, running that felt like you could set up for any team fight. Especially if like you see a bunker come out and someone jumps into it, and then you do the Unleash the Boars afterwards, they can't retreat away.
But again, the 20 on the side of the Monkeys just terrifies me. That is insane. Damage output, the Kidneys, that's sitting at 91,000, by the way. 88k for Crosby on his Nazebo. So Phoenix still a bit farther ahead with this.
Leftovers set up and start to get stationary on this point. The good news for them is that they've only lost the keep in the middle lane, which means they can't control the influx of catapults.
I mean, unless we have a huge amount of heroes dying on both sides at the same time, this this control point is going to decide the end of the game.
Yeah.
It comes down to that team fight, and all of the tools are available for the two teams. We're having the leftovers set up here. But the bottomless flask, again, is insanely strong here in the fortified bunker too. This is for all the marbles. Can the leftovers close this out with a 3-0? Are the Monkeys taking a game and starting a small comeback?
Kidney on the side. Dancing with danger. Mopsio on the front line taking some pressure there from Crosby. Crosby just dropping it in those spiders. Get some damage on Forty Boss. Front line though. Poor Misha. Just taking a beating.
And they're getting pushed off. Easily at that. This is not looking pretty for leftovers. I'm not gonna sugarcoat this in any way. They need somehow to find an engage here, and currently they're not finding that at all. And Misha goes down, and how do you engage into this? You have to try somehow lure them out a little bit, try and go for Unleash the Boars or Kill Command on level 20, and then set something up. But this is not going to be easy, not against what we're seeing on the side of the Monkeys.
Look, Kidney warps out, almost gets caught out. Alex coming in for the kill. There's Ravenous Spirit. Does he have the Unconquered Spirit? Yes. Is it going to be up in time? Link given the heals. There's the Aegis too. Bunker gets used too while the turret tries to clear it up.
That's a massive amount of heroics that has been used, but down goes Garrosh, and that should just completely sink the hopes and dreams of the leftovers. The Monkey Menagerie exploiting the Rexar pick and just taking the leftovers apart in game number 3. Finally showing some signs of life.
Trying to find a couple kills on the bottom, but their life is about to be extinguished as Forty Boss is the next target. The Animal Husbandry is going to reset too. He has been picked off. He's completely dead. Oh wait, he was just faking its feigned death, but eventually he gets cleaned up. Sergeant Hammer 2 as Monkeys take all 5.
They take the entire team down, go for the team wipe, and that is a game. Monkeys showing signs of life here and winning the first map in 2 months? 1.5?
A few weeks. We'll go with a few weeks. As Monkeys charge towards the core, they got a gray main there. They can clear it up, and they will. They even have a Protector here to help out too as well, getting a little bit of experience in the top lane. Maybe don't really need that here, but the core starts to fall, down to 20, down to 10, and there we go. Monkeys win a map here, and we'll still go to game number 4 with a 2-1 lead for the leftovers.
Level 20 sealing the deal, and Monkeys with a victory. Didn't expect to see that in this series. Not after how the first 2 games went. But Rexa pick a little bit too optimistic. Thought process was there. Control the control point a little bit more heavily through having Misha as well. Setting up the CC, zoning out some of the heroes. But especially that combo with Nazeebo and Greymane worked incredibly well. Good pressure that we had from Marke, not only against Garrosh, but mainly against him. Garrosh died 8 times in this game.
Yeah.
8 times.
That front line was suffering, that's for sure. There was no way to interrupt the Ravenous Spirit either. Every time it came out, it was able to chase down targets, and it seemed like an eternity that it was up, but if you look over to the Leftovers, who's going to stop it? You have Garrosh as a walk into it, the Groundbreaker, but suddenly you're walking into the team, and you have no range ability to actually deal with it. Some heroes like a Thrall Sundering might be able to stop that, but that option just wasn't there for them.
And I mean, during the draft, we talked about the option. We had the Deckard first pick from the Monkeys, and then a Phoenix and Hammer response from Leftovers. And we talked at that point already about how potentially they could have gone into a tank pick again, because Diablo was banned out. If you pick Muradin again, then what exactly are Monkeys going to do? Are they going to go into Garrosh themselves? Are they going to get Johanna again for Rima Baller? Or maybe the Nuburak that they've showcased a little bit at the beginning of Phase 2? So they decided against that, pick Garrosh then later, and yeah, Garrosh just couldn't stand. Mopsio actually did a good job oftentimes trying to keep himself alive there. Like, he survived for way longer in a lot of the fights than I expected. But that heavy focus onto him through Nazeebo, and then also especially Greymane, who just chunked him down with the Cursed Bullet, made it nearly impossible for him to survive. He died 8 times. Again, I mean, like, he was punished so hard at the front line. Having Urel in that mix would have helped him more. Getting Muradin for yourself is maybe a good response here. But with no extra armor, nothing, no one to actually zone out Greymane once he makes the engage, which Urel could have done, it was just a bit too much for him to handle.
Yep, Whitemane can't get out of position to chase you down. You're in a spot where you're all by yourself. We did have moments where Pontyblast tried his best to have Misha Shark around him and do his best in terms of getting a peel or getting a charge in there or going for a bit of a body block, but just did not have enough. And so going into game number 4, we expect Leftovers to adjust that and make sure that if they are going for a Garrosh, they have someone there to set it up and help him. But still, a difficult task, and the Monkeys, they step up to it. They get a win here, and now going into game number 4, have they found enough firepower to continue moving forward through this entire series, go to game 5, and maybe turn it around?
I would hope so. The one thing that I really like is that in the 3rd game, they didn't... like originally what they have been doing is, if they are down 0-2, they experiment a lot more in the 3rd game. They're going into the 3rd game and get some pocket picks out and stuff, and they didn't do that right now, and I really like that. That shows that they at least still believe, okay, we can do something here, and that's what they did. So I'm happy that they won the map, and I really, really, really want them to find the motivation through that map victory to now start to go into map number 4 and try and push Leftovers really to the limit and start a reverse sweep here. It would be fantastic if they could pull it off. That would also restore a lot of faith from their fans into them again, because there was a lot of just... yeah, simply faith that it got lost in the last few weeks because they didn't. It always seems that they don't believe in themselves. So that would be a great way to start a bit of a comeback here. So if they can do that, it would be great. But I think they also made Leftovers pretty angry right now.
Well, let's go to game number 4 and see how this all unfolds in front of our eyes here. Will the Leftovers shut down the Monkeys, or will Monkeys continue this streak of earning some wins now? Sky Temple will be the battleground. Monkeys with the choice. Leftovers will have first pick.
Yeah, Leftovers with first pick here again. Okay, so Sky Temple. I wonder myself if I really like this from their perspective or not. That's a map where you can again try and play more of a macro style game with globals.
Sure.
Also a map where we have seen a lot of interesting picks coming out. I mean, Valera, Samuro, like all that stuff. It's also another Abathar map, so I really want to see who bans out Abathar.
Monkeys have also been hanging in there in the early game, to the point where on Volsky Foundry they were able to get a couple protectors and open the map, but on Cursed Hollow they stayed up all the way until a poor rotation happened.
Yeah.
So on Sky Temple, with that same logic, if they feel like they can go toe-to-toe with the Leftovers on macro, if you're able to grab that advantage on this battleground, most teams can run with it.
Yeah, and they don't experiment as much today as they did in the past. Game number 1 was a good draft from their perspective. Again, the rotation screwed it up a bit, and then they started to lose control of the map completely. Got snowballed against them. Game number 2, let's just forget about that. That draft did not work out at all. They also gave everything to their opponent that they could possibly want.
Yeah.
They fixed that in game number 3 it wasn't only that that late Rexa pick maybe made it a bit more difficult for Leftovers, but you can still argue that Urel would have been the better choice here. But from the get-go, they adjusted to what they've seen. They banned out Diablo, they picked Deckard Cain early, so they take picks away from their opponent that they're strong with and secure some picks for themselves that are very meta, very strong, really powerful, that are also down their alley. So I like those two drafts a lot more. If they continue with the same draft pattern now into game number 4, that's definitely something where Leftovers need to be careful. But I expect Leftovers to look at this now and say, like, what the hell?
Yeah.
We can't be losing games here. That doesn't work. We need those map wins, first of all. And also, we don't want to lose to the Monkeys. At this point, we're in a situation where every single team that listens to HGC Europe just sits there and says, we don't want to be the first team after week 1 that loses to the Monkeys again. The only victory that the Monkeys got so far was against the Zealots, and you don't want to be the team that now all of a sudden is giving them a second victory.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see some adjustments with Leftovers when it comes to top lane and main tank when it comes to this battleground. First off, to make sure that they can work together in tandem, or if they have at least a playmaking tank for Mopsio to be on. So we'll be keeping an eye on those drafts as we get ready for it here. Seems like our players are just about to get ready. Other things that we might see, though, the global play, which was really important in our first series, can come in here. And this series, we could have Dahaka once again be played. Probably going to see it from the Leftovers if we see it from anyone here. We've had it a little from Alex Prodigy, but lately he's been enjoying the Urels, Zeratools mixed in instead.
My focus is immediately on the Abathur priority. Is he banned out? Likely. If so, who bans him? Do Leftovers still ban Abathur? Is that still something that they're worried about, even though they go up against the Monkeys? Or they finally realize who they're playing against and saying, okay, Abathur very unlikely to happen? But again, it could also be that, like, maybe a few weeks ago they practiced with the Monkeys and saw some Abathur play there. I highly doubt it, but maybe. But it's the Monkeys who address it right away.
Monkeys aren't feeling it. No Abathur for this battleground.
They usually don't.
Yeah, just stay away from it completely.
Limits the ban options a bit. So the second ban on their side. This is a moment where you again are in a spot where Leftovers, for example, if they don't ban Maiev or Diablo, then both of them are open. And what do the Monkeys ban there? Do they leave Diablo open for them? Do they ban out Maiev here? Or do they just leave that available?
They're going to stay away from the Maiev.
And now you can first pick Deckard, you can first pick Diablo, you can...
It has to be a Deckard, right?
I mean, I think both are good choices, but Deckard has been a huge staple for them. So now they go into that. Tank lines are still open here. Also, Hammer and Phoenix are still true. Again, that was picked over and over and over again by the Leftovers.
There's a Dahaka.
That's the global play. Explains the map pick to an extent. Muradin?
Yeah, so I was thinking Muradin, I think you go into.
Rama Baller immediately again.
There it is. So now Leftovers, will you commit to the Sergeant Hammer train here?
I mean, so far in most of the rotations when we got to this point, they spec very quickly into Hammer and Phoenix.
Yep.
I would expect to at least see one of them coming in here, most of Phoenix and Hammer.
If they don't pick up Hammer, do you grab your tank? Make sure you set up for Mopsio?
I think he has enough tanks so that they don't have to. Thrall and Phoenix, okay. So you have either Earthquake and Salvo Synergy, or you can go for flank, so you are a little bit more adjustable as well. So leave the tank open, that allows a tank to be banned.
Diablo.
Yep. Leaves open Johanna, Garrosh.
But Mopsio is very content to run Johanna.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like, he's not going to be choked up at this at all.
Yep. You're just trying to make sure they don't get the engages they want. Can play around Johanna. Li Ming will be the one to be banned now, so a Nubarak can become an option for the Leftovers if they want to go that route.
Yep.
So Monkeys need to be aware of that, especially with Li Ming getting banned.
With the Nubarak, you can also then immediately think about potential triple frontline again. So taking 3 melees here. Have DAB again on Phoenix.
Third and fourth, what are we getting here? Zeratul, there it is. Ooh. Will that be a Make Zeratul? I'm assuming yes. And Rhaegar.
Alright, so they have a cleanse. Cleanse is going to be important for them for sure. But Leftovers. Alright, let's see, what do you got? I would assume Johanna. But the Nubarak is definitely, as you said, an option. With Li Ming being banned out, that oftentimes happens when you are trying to shut down and disintegrate against the Cocoon.
Urel
and Nubarak. Okay, so Korean, most of the Korean style. The Nubarak and Urel combo that has been played by Genji and some other Korean teams. Very aggressive. It's a triple front line that we've been talking about.
Yeah.
So we're going to see DAB very likely on Phoenix this time. And a Zebo again. Bruh.
Wow, they are committing to this Zebo on Sky Temple of all maps. Do you change your build here? Do you go for more frog-based?
I hope not.
I don't like the frog build at all, but it has been dabbled in.
By whom?
Have you played Hero League lately? It's all frog build.
Yeah, because that's what we're referencing here at HGC right now. We're referencing Hero League, where you literally have Nova first pick.
Bringing it up as an option. You got some melees on the opposing side. You want to be able to control the temple phase. Q build, while solid, taking some time to ramp up. In a Sky Temple, a map that you don't ramp up on too often.
You're a frog.
And if I get kissed, I'll become a beautiful prince. You know those stories, right?
I'm not doing it. That's
I like how you automatically assume that I'm asking.
That's where I draw the line.
Oh, man. You wouldn't make me a prince if you had the option? I would make you a prince. I would do. That's a bro favor right there.
Josh, please.
If you would kiss
Game
Caldor to make him a prince,
please, Game.
Let us know in the chat. It's okay, dude. You don't have to.
Yeah.
You don't have to be upset why you blushing. It's all right. You would be a beautiful prince.
What do you mean, would be?
That's true.
There you go.
You caught me. Over to Sky Temple. Game number 4.
Game number 4. And let's see if it's going to be the last one or if they come back into this. Crosby for the Monkeys on Zebo. Make on Dehaka. Alex, the Pro G on Zeratul, trying to go for the 1v9. Rimabola on Murden and Splendor on Rega.
On the right side in the red, Blakitney on Thrall, Mopsio on a new bracket, Linked on Deckard, Podyboss on Urel, and DAB. Back on Phoenix.
It's all about the Nazibro for Monkey Menagerie. It worked in game number 3, and they are trying to make it work in game number 4. The Leftovers with a bit more of a meta draft now, and no Rexa shenanigans this time for them. Instead, it's the triple frontline with an Anuburak and Urel combo, trying to dive in deep and follow it up with Thrall. Time to shine, as the Leftovers have just lost one map against the Monkeys, and they don't want to give them the momentum to force this into game number 5. Let's see if the Monkeys can fight back again.
Zeratul already doing his thing and still in the side lanes here. Moving towards that late game prowess. Monkeys, their late game is quite strong. Something that we always see when it comes to Murden, Zeratul, and in particular, Zebo. With him finishing up his stacks and, of course, his Q build.
Yeah, going for that obvious spider build.
Yep, the obvious spider build. Just for the sake of discussion, man. I hate frog build. I whine about it all the time when I do see it. But sometimes you just gotta bring it up, you know? It's a good opportunity to teach the people at home.
To be honest, it's great to just eliminate structures. If you are the typical Hero League split push solo lane Zebo and playing PvE all day long, then it's actually a great build.
Can be alright too against multiple melees if they don't know how to dodge. But then you're kind of
so if my opponent is standing still the entire time, then this build really works.
Yeah?
Yeah, okay. You make great points there. Like, I don't know how to refute that.
I have a mean statement in my mind, but I'm not going to say it.
Oh, please go.
No, man, I don't want Blizzard mad at me.
All right. We are waiting for Alex to actually show this off a little bit. I mean, we are memeing a lot about Monkeys, or they are memeing a lot, and it's always the 1 versus 9 meme, and that's when Alex is showing off his Zeratul skills, in particular, of course, in his own Hero League games on stream. But this is a hero that has actually been banned out quite consistently against them in past games, because people just respect that. Now he has access to Zeratul, and we can see if that works out. First of all, though, we have a bit of damage coming in against Crosby. It was a good follow-up here by Blakitney, but unfortunately for them, just not the damage output they needed to secure the kill against Nazebo.
A very aggressive dive. It does 2 things. One, they were trying to maybe set up a kill on Crosby, didn't quite get it, but also forces some abilities to come out from the Monkeys to keep him alive, which means there's less abilities going on top of the Giants, which means the Giants get a few more attacks in. They might be able to grab a turret here if they focus enough.
I mean, one of the main reasons why they can actually dive this aggressively into the turrets is that Mopsio is just producing beetles the entire time. So those soak up the turret shots, and that keeps it a bit safer. Again, the aggressive dive, double beetle spawn, soaks up the tower shots, but now Mopsio doesn't have the escape ready. One of the main reasons why you draft Urel with him. Mopsio on the run, hoping for his cooldown to come back, but that's not the case. And in jumps Remaballer and drops him.
Finds the kill, helping out with the drag. And there we go. Leftovers in their push has been stopped. They did take a turret and a gate. The rest of the Leftovers turn around and focus on soaking the experience, though, so not too much there. Nothing to cry about, not much spilled milk. But Alex the Prodigy starts the temple at the top.
Yeah, taking the first temple here. And again, I want to come back to this real quickly. With Anubarak diving in and then getting flanked, this is the biggest weakness of him, that he is a bit more on the squishy side when it comes to frontliners and main tanks. This is one of the main thought processes behind picking Ural with him. We explained this already a bit earlier, but just to come back to it. The level 4 talent that you have now for Ural is super important here, the Aegis of Light. That gives you the armor on the allied heroes, and that's normally what you try and do. You go in with both, mitigates a lot of the weaknesses of Anubarak, and allows you to be more sustainable.
Tankier he is, the longer he lasts, the quicker his cooldowns come back up, so he can go for the escape. Completely makes sense here. Crosby in the middle lane, though, finds himself caught out as Leftovers take a kill and grab the temple, and Portybus is still doing his best. He was in a 2v1 on the top lane, and he winds up being the victor as he grabs a couple of his own temple shots.
And while we have the Spider quest already completed by Nazebo, it's still pretty important to point out that with Nazebo falling, it of course slows down his Violent Infection quest. And so he's sitting at 39 stacks now. But in an ideal world, you want to have that completed before level 20 hits so that you get mad value right away. Talk about mad value. Alex trying to get some value out of his Wobble Blade, but nope. Gets shut down here. Wobble Blade on, of course, the Wormhole, both being used in that last encounter to try and, first of all, get a kill against Phoenix, and then after that, fail to escape here. Gets taken apart, though, by Deckard Cain. The old man with the stick just hitting Nazebo on the head.
Yep. Mopsio identified that Wormhole had been used, so we cut him off. Wobble Blade had to get used and try to take out DAB. But Leftovers, after a couple of takedowns, 2-1 in kills so far, find themselves slightly ahead in experience. They did get a decent amount of temple shots as well, so they've opened up those front walls. So the next objective will be those forts. Already working on mercenary camps to keep those lanes pushed in as we move towards level 10, which is where Leftovers are going to feel at home. Cocoon coming online will allow for them to find that isolation and find those picks they are yearning for.
Also, to just pick up on the last game a bit, I don't think there's a way that we are going to see the Ravenous Spirit again. That has to be Gary that is coming online on 10.
Sure.
If you're going up against, I mean, the entire setup that we are seeing here is actually crazy for interrupts, but especially a Anubarak. With Cocoon, you can't go for Ravenous Spirit.
There's also the threat of possible sundering.
Yeah.
Rel will be able to afford to dive back there to stop the Ravenous Spirit to save her team with the Ardent Defender. I agree. I think Gargantuan is the way to go. 10 connects for the Leftovers as they kill this fort in the top left, and they keep pushing.
Yeah, there's a problem here. Leftovers are currently in a trade situation with the Monkeys because Monkeys said, yeah, you can take our top fort, we're going to take the bottom fort. The problem is Monkeys are pushing way slower than Leftovers, and Leftovers have a big camp with it too. The portals get interrupted down here at the bottom, and this is gonna get really tricky. Ural goes down, counter kill against Zeratul. Even if now Thrall falls, the top lane is insane.
And Crosby did go for Ravenous Spirit, B-dubs. Same time, Leftovers keep up with the push. This Night Camp, as you mentioned, is still healthy, and that keep is starting to take some damage. They'll do about 4 damage, but now Leftovers to consider backing up. DAB puts some damage on top of Make, but they retreat.
I mean, you're not taking it down, but on this map, it's all about dropping structures, and they just drop the fort plus the additional wall and the well. It doesn't get much better than that. That's a great exchange for Leftovers. They lost the hero, but they still got the 1-for-1 trade against Zeratul, so that was fantastic. But also, I'm shocked, to be honest, to see that we are having a Ravenous Spirit taken.
It feels like it was kind of a in-the-moment kind of pick, realizing maybe I can get this kill on Thrall, try to pop it down, chase him.
I mean, I don't want to call the pick stupid, and I hope that I'm eating my words here and that they show in some mad value with it, but you have a Lornado and also a Cocoon against you. So, I cleanse, I guess?
It's a way to get a question mark. Make gets focused down, Ancestor Healing comes from the side, Blakini moves in, works in those auto attacks, big salvo in the back line. But Monkeys are able to handle that. Make, however, has been pinned into a corner, attempting to survive here. Thrall gets landed by the dragon. Here comes the VP from Alex the Prodigy. Blakini gets a kill and then dives in.
He couldn't. Oh my god, the Frostwolf resilience keeps him alive. The VP was so perfect that Blakini could actually not move into the VP because he got blocked. But they still get the 2 kills here now. And we are having just Leftovers shredding through this, taking more structures without even the help of the objective. They're trying to go for Alex again, and he might even fall here. Barely dodges out. Mopsio should still easily escape here. Not quite sure if that was needed. But then again, Remaballer was already about to move in, so he plays his card safe and drops the Cocoon on it. And now the fort is down. They still can take the temple. It's a 2-level lead. Leftovers on 13.
Reminiscent of game number 2, Battle of Eternity. Leftovers, playing the map objective better, are able to get a fort in the top, fort in the bottom, and they are looking to grab the third fort already with this temple.
I really want to see the next team fight. Again, I feel with the Ravenous choice, they have hopes for Cleanse to make the big difference here. If you cleanse out the Cocoon when it comes through, or the Nada, that's great. But I'm still not quite sure if that is really a choice that is going to give them any value. So I want to see how much they can set this up. If they find a perfect position for the Zebo to drop more Ravenous Spirit, and the Ancestral comes through, the Cleanse comes through in time, might be a couple of plays available to them, but I think it's a very fine line that you walk with this. There's so many good interrupts that we have from Leftovers perspective now that it should be difficult. All right, there's the first one. Cocoon is still down for 1 second, so in this case couldn't be used here. Doesn't really get a lot of damage out with it though. Salvo forcing them back immediately.
Kenny was also able to get off that Earthquake too, which made it harder to take him down with isolation coming in. Rimmer goes in for a Stormbolt, but completely whiffs it. Mopsio kiting here, controlling well. Here comes the Burrow charge. Alex the Pro-G goes for the play, comes in for the VP.
Yeah, forced into the VP as well, and now everybody's starting to dive in. Again, they used most of their heroics already. Alex is in trouble, jumps out. Cocoon is being used on Rhaegar, can't cleanse yourself. And now they engage onto the two of them. Rhaegar in particular is in trouble here. Splendor trying to rush out. Might actually be able to escape here. The stun is not hitting him. They're trying to shift the target though, going now for Murden.
Body Boss comes in, gets a knockback. The fort falls. Experience jumps up for the Leftovers, but Monkeys have not lost anyone yet. Burrow charge comes in from Make. He gets locked down with the scroll. There's the Wolf. He gets knocked back, and Dehaka taken out.
Dehaka is down, and the question still remains, are you gonna go for boss here? Unlikely to happen though, since most of the cooldowns have been used. Cocoon isn't ready, would still be taking a risk. But then again, you also know that Void Prison has been eliminated.
Double Temple. Safer play for sure here, especially with you having 3 forts taking out your opponent.
And you want to deal with that bot lane.
Yeah, that's true too. Can't leave that alone too long. Night can't get through out for the Leftovers, and they move towards level 16. 13's about to hit for the Monkeys, so they have a chance here when all 5 spawn to try and force a fight. They need Dehaka to get some essence, though. He used it in the last team fight. And here comes the Leftovers.
2 level leads still. But no talent advantage any longer. Monkeys are getting their pick. 107 stacks, by the way, on Nazebo, to keep you guys updated here on his Vile Corruption. So, Haramba Baller taking the bot lane, top lane taken. That means keep. Not contested here. So with a top lane fort already getting some damage earlier, this is an immediate play for the keep. Mops is going to make that rotation very quickly, but he probably wants to secure the keep first, as the boss is a bit attacked down here at the bot lane. Yep. Alright, that's going to leash. As long as Pody Boss doesn't die here, they're all Gucci.
Ardent Defender is available. He's going to pop it. There's a Ravenous Spirit, but it actually gets stopped. VP comes out at the same time with Lord Nato. Podibus buys time for his teammates, while the rest of the team turns around and looks at Rimmer.
And that's a 4 versus 5, by the way, the entire time.
Yeah,
the entire time, Mopsio is still top lane. That was tough for Monkeys. 4 versus 5. You use every single heroic ability that you have. You don't get a kill. The boss leashes, you haven't even completed the temple at the bot lane, and in the entire time, Inuburak just sits topside, takes the entire temple, and so that boys were fine.
And most of that's from Potty Boss. His movement was near flawless.
Yeah.
There was a full engage looking for him. He was able to jump around it, make sure not to get caught in the wall, and then even created space with a knockback for his team.
I mean, in North America, we even saw URL being played as a main tank a little bit yesterday, and you can see why that's the case. Right now, they're going for... Oh my god, that Tornado! Splendor! Low A again, but it's not only him, Dehaka also completely pushed into the backline here, but a great Stormbolt against Thrall turns it around.
Lakitney also getting taken down too. It's going to be a 1-for-1 trade. Rimmer is the next target for the rest of the Leftovers, but at the same time, the boss is wailing on DAB. He has to teleport around. Mopsio comes in with the Burrow charge and finds a Zeratul. Potty Boss, meanwhile, was in a situation where he's in a 1v2 and just controls that back line.
Fantastic follow-up by Mopsio again to lock down Zeratul, and now they're going for Rimmer Baller, and that's another kill. They secure one after another. 9 kills against 3 in total. 3 levels ahead. Push happening everywhere. And now, of course, it is open season for mercenary camps on the map. Another Siege Giant camp taken. The temple at the bot lane is still active. Double Siege Giants pushing through the bottom of the map. So now they have even the time to go for the boss. Great play again by Leftovers.
Insult to injury. The boss on top of the Giants. The temple spawning too. Thrall has came back, available for the Leftovers. Monkeys will be hitting 16, which is where Zeratul can start to really win in these team fights where you're seeing Leftovers group up. But it hasn't came too late. Only 2 keeps left for the Monkeys, and they're going to have to play around a VP too.
Yeah, Urel is already at the bottom temple now, and everybody else is getting in position to make sure that this keep is going to fall. That would be the second of the game. 16 not ready for Monkeys. They're trying to get the extra talent, but that boss is moving through. Muradin actually trying to flank here. Zeratul already sniffed out. Muradin is very much alone. The Haka just moved in, and he's all the way in the back now.
Maki turns around. He will get the isolation on Thrall. Thrall wants to step up and drop that Earthquake and slow him down. There it is. Maki gets pulled in thanks to the Lornado, and here comes the Salvo.
Yeah, interrupt again against the Ravenous Spirit. Got a bit more value than expected, though. Good Ancestral, keeping Ramaball alive. The boss is already on the keep. The Root against the Haka and also against Rega. Rega's...
Rega locked in by his own Azebo.
Just kidding. Rega's not getting out because Ural is just stomping on his head, literally. Zeratul is dead. Triple kill. Boss still has HP left. 19 versus 16. This is very much looking like after the Monkeys made the Leftovers angry with that victory on Volskaya, the Leftovers are now moving in again to secure the match win.
Complete shutdown. 19 to 16. Rimmer is falling too. Crosby comes out to throw out a few of the spiders he found in the swamp, but the swamp water is not enough. Core continues to be taken out, and there we go. Leftovers take the series. 3-1.
Great play. Leftovers taking it here again, very dominant. Not as much of a focus onto the interrupts against the Ravenous Spirit that I expected. Got a bit more value out of it. I actually like Ravenous Spirit, as I said, after attending the Eastern Clash quite a bit more than Gargantuan. But I feel like a lot of the fights were also a little bit weird. Cooldowns not being ready, 4 versus 5 fights being fought there. But the rotational game just better. And it comes down to things like the push at the top lane, right? Too late did Monkeys realize that they just can't race in this situation. And then when they were trying to move back, 2 heroes interrupted their portals the entire time. It ends up with a kill trade, but that's a very advantageous situation.